no friends. Use the livers as a commodity, and you can never grow a horde if you keep pushing them away.
I'm not doing any of that, and I told you that in confidence.
Quiet! Talk to them.
Hey, Horde and soon-to-be Horde. This is the Injustice Count, where I tell livers their crimes and make them pay for it.
Not like that. Don't talk at them. Talk to them. Be friendly.
Hey, Horde. How you doing today?
This is getting awkward. I'm gonna take over for a bit. Hi, that's Zombo Undead Person, and I'm Mini Zom. He recently and stupidly sold his soul to the devil to push through what we do here.
It wasn't stupid, and we're going to talk later about this little attitude that you formed out of nowhere. We collect violations and use these yellow slips from hell. Check marking in blood all the ways the livers have hurt us, along with the motives on why they hurt us in the color of how we're feeling.
This color wheel shows us tired, annoyed, or offended, and this will help judge the movie.
The violations fall into the scale collected by the skull thing, counting the violations as the skull calculates our feelings, leading to pass to leave the movie alone, or to fail to send it off to our demon lawyers for a civil lawsuit.
And the gore is just the best. I love all the gore.
Nothing will ever change with gore. We'll go nuts over that.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would the devil be interested in a noble cause like ours?
He'll do anything for a few souls nowadays.
Ah, so he's desperate.
You said that, not me.
Even go to one that may not have one.
Let's get to our movie, Day of the Dead. A bunch of scientists and military people trapped underground with us. What could possibly go wrong?
At least they have friends, unlike some people that I know.
I told you, kid, we're going to talk about this later.
Gore, please. We open with Sarah unconsciously afraid of us, ruining her pumpkin calendar fetish. In a helicopter, Sarah, Miguel, John, and McDermott land the plane to try to find survivors. But instead, we take it as a call that supper is ready. No food for a while makes for hungry boys. The chopper makes it back to their base as us lined up against the fence demanding food.
The activity excites them. There are too many of them.
Sarah here laying some commentary for the crew.
A lot more come out and shoot some of them.
Like we're just cattle to be slaughtered. I knew we even couldn't trust them for a second.
Sarah says that we're here for the dead bodies that they buried. But Horde, you know we wouldn't waste our time with that dead, fresh flesh.
It would be easy food, but as we learned from Return of the Living Dead, rigor mortis makes stiff food unedible and rubbery.
After an overdramatic descent into the soon-to-be-their tomb, Sarah and Miguel go into the mines and Steele and Wriggles act crazy. These very distinguished gentlemen poke, prod, degrade, attempt to pew-pew us, and degrade us.
Steele and Wriggles locks us up in a room making promises that I'm pretty sure they're gonna regret later. And that was rude. F you too, neckbeard!
Miguel loses his mind and Sarah stabs him in the back. Johnson and Sarah complains that they have no resources while Rhodes in charge doesn't care. And the whole attitude is summed up by Steele.
No shit.
Sarah pronounces her case as Rhodes goes from pervy to controlling fast. Sarah finds herself in a lab. We almost get a meal, but we're stopped by a chain around our neck. Logan over here thinking he reinvented the wheel by taking all of our organs, explaining and demonstrating how we are only controlled by our brain function.
It can be conditioned to behave the way we want it to behave.
So we're just animals to control.
Condition them, control them.
You know what you can do? Learn our language. Be a linguist and educate yourself.
We never jump to the obvious, even went as far as to degrade one of us because we were too unruly.
Your lack of control doesn't justify getting rid of us.
Logan stole the body of Major Cooper, who was buried up top, and he covers him up.
Now you want to feel ashamed.
Sarah warned Logan of the danger, but he thinks they're fine. Of course, speaking too soon as one of us is able to break free. We try to reach for Sarah with our guts falling onto the floor, asking for help. Logan quickly gets the electric drill and unanalyzes like a pro. They all have a big meeting to talk about how they're running low on resources. Logan pops in to say how his research is gonna save them all. This was mostly an excuse for Rhodes to flex his abusive muscles.
I'm running this monkey farm now, Frankenstein, and I want to know what the fuck you're doing with my time. Highfalutin asshole friends to rot in this stinking sewer.
I do approve the yelling and sacrificing your own people for the good of your own ego, but I can't have you saying this.
Where does it say we gotta keep those dumb fucks next door to where we sleep?
Yeah, that's going too far in my book.
Sarah has a dream about Miguel's guts falling out. Miguel called her a poopy head.
You're full of shit, Sarah.
So Sarah kicked him out. Sarah takes some pills as she sees us trying to break in. The military guys get into an all-out fight as McDermott takes Sarah out of it to make her drunk. Sarah and McDermott walk through the cave to see a little hidden paradise just for John to tell Sarah her work is worthless, and to move on because her god is punishing them all.
I forget Romero puts a religious spin on all of this, ignoring the fact that we exist, and that should be enough for you people.
Sarah's doing some research in a lab, leaves to take some more pills, and sees some commotion in the other room. She just needs to stop going over there and taking those pills. Something always happens when she does. With one of us chained up, Johnson complains we aren't eating what he calls beef treats. It's not flesh or brain, so of course we're not going to eat it. Logan explains that we are more childlike and that can be shaped with just a reward and punishment for doing wrong. I like how we're similar, but not like how we're babies.
Horde, is this how you want to be treated? And soon to be Horde, is this how you want to treat us? Because I think this Logan Aliver is just as crazy as Rhodes.
They aren't crazy, they just don't understand us. It's a miscommunication. We're supposed to work to make this better.
What do you think we're doing here, Mini Zom? I need to force them to understand that we matter.
We can't be like them. We just gotta...
We all get taken into the office where we get introduced to the legend himself. Bud.
Is he the one that bridged the divide?
Yes, Mini Zom. We're able to show how similar we are from shaving and how we can read.
But Rhodes and Steele come in to try to ruin things.
Yet, Bud proves them wrong when he can speak on the phone. Shocking even Rhodes.
Buddy even salutes Rhodes just to be laughed at and degraded.
Move that pile of walking pus.
Ah, dare you hurt my... Logan gives Buddy an empty pew-pew and aims it at Rhodes.
As you should, being disrespected like that.
Buddy fires the pew-pew for nothing to come out, then putting the pew-pew down. Rhodes aims the pew-pew at Buddy, but Logan stands to defend
I
him.
haven't really liked Logan up to this point, but he's starting to grow on me.
Good on you, Logan. Good start. Hehehe. Rhodes loses his mind about the process for Logan to say that this is how it starts to change our social behavior. Business as usual, capturing and kidnapping us. When a stroke of luck happens. Loose with our freedom, we took the biggest, juiciest bite we could into the closest aliver, just to get pew-pewed in the head by Sarah. Miguel goes cuckoo and tries to stab us just to have a chunk of his arm missing.
Of course, Steele goes Rambo on us, kicking us in the face and blowing our brains out.
Miguel runs away as Steele takes Johnson's life.
Another time someone unalived themselves before they turned. Fear is real with these alivers.
Speaking of fear, don't be scared to click that subscribe button and notification bell for more Horde fun. I know I got kind of serious today, but I just want Zombo to do better. Maybe you can convince him not to be a cranky poo. Also, by subscribing, you'll be my favoriteest Horde member of all time. John tackles Miguel with Sarah knocking him out with a rock, cutting his arm off, then clotting it with fire. Sarah thinks she kept them alive, but I doubt it. Steele and the others proudly erupt their racial slurs standing there with their pew-pews.
They agree to take Miguel in away from the complex with a disgusting take to eradicate us.
Ain't coming out till every one of those rotten piles of garbage has been wasted.
A truly, truly evil stain, and I hope that Rhodes doesn't become one of us.
Sarah and McDermott head to get morphine at the complex, seeing Logan's horrible experiments. And what's under that blanket?
Oh my God! What have you done to us?
Sarah tries to give us mercy, but is stopped so they don't get caught. Both stop to see Logan teaching Buddy how to use a tape recorder. They then get his reward. Look how happy he is. I'm so happy you're happy, Buddy. Rose and the others finds the secret stash of his unaligned army men and give Logan a talk with his pew-pew.
Meh, it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Rose goes cray-cray, taking all the pew-pews away. John goes outside to check things as Rose threatened his friends, so he puts his pew-pew and stabby stick down. Rose wants his men and John to leave. John refuses, so Rhodes unalives Fisher.
Some aliver on aliver action based on the action of a few doesn't outweigh the crazy. I'm into it.
Steele shoves Sarah and McDermott into a capturing cage, having us come out thinking a meal is ready. John agrees to fly them if they let the two out, but Rhodes decides to open the gate to give us a nice meal. Rhodes provides some casual racism, telling Steele to rough John up some. McDermott grabs a piece of wood and hits us with it to get away. John gets up as he refuses to help them. They hear the elevator that Miguel decides to use. Buddy plays with the chain as it falls off.
Sarah and McDermott are stuck in the cave as Sarah picks up the shovel and us coming out of the ground. Classic.
We jump them with a good time as they reward us with a slap to the face, a shovel to the mouth cutting our head off, and another stick to the head. At least Bo is okay. Kind of. John attacks Rhodes, gaining leverage. Steele and Rickles find that the lift is up and it won't go back down. Knowing Miguel did this, more racial slurs come out as both are incompetent to fix it. John leaves both soldiers alive as he goes into the cave to find his friend. In an attempt to find John, Sarah pew-pews one of us and McDermott hits one of us in the head, trying to drink an empty bottle of Glug Glug juice. Let's do our best to stay off the sauce. You don't hurt any more of us, okay? I'd really appreciate it. John's wandering around pew-pewing us one after another, even when we just wanted a hug.
I expected better from you, John. You could have been somebody. A contender.
Miguel did us a favor and let us all free, lowering the platform to our main courses, and even offering himself as an appetizer. What a sweet guy. Rip them all out. Rip everything out. Yeah. We arrived to the eating floor as we chased to get our food. Rose selflessly takes a scooter for himself, knocking one of us over, locking the door behind him. Buddy finds the only aliver he ever trusted and shows him the broken chain.
On his face, you see the trauma and realization of death you see before him, comprehending loss in the new way that he hasn't seen in a long time.
And all he wanted was his friend. They took his friend from him. Buddy sees the pew-pew and knows exactly what to do. Go get him! I believe in you! And look! The bees! Yeah, go get him over there! Yeah!
Eat it.
Yeah,
Eat
take
it
that
all.
out. Yeah,
Put
eat
it
that.
in
Put that in your mouth.
Eat it all. Ah, yeah, just rip it out of
Go
there.
on. Yeah,
Just rip it
know
out.
that.
Yeah.
We tried to bring Steel into the Horde just for several of us to be pew-pewed. The door was locked, so we pew-pewed it open, letting the rest of us all in. Just look at all these beautiful Horde people. Just like all of you wonderful flesh-eating people who exist in your own way. Steel sees Buddy and says,
Brain bag of shit.
how dare you! Get him! Eat him! Rip his flippin' face off!
Whoa, Mini Zom.
No one touches my friend, you piece of poop!
Mini Zom, calm down. He does shoot one of us, but he offs himself. He's gone. The bad man is gone.
Okay. As long as he's gone forever.
He is, and Bud is still here.
Hooray! John finds him and gives them all pew-pews, and then they start to blow us all away. They find a way up and take a few of us out as they do. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
The final showdown.
Rose had some trouble loading his pew-pew, but Buddy is ready and starts firing.
Go get him. He's trying to get away. Don't let him get away.
Pew after pew is better than the last as Rhodes crawls away to his final devouring. Turning around, Buddy gives us a final blow, giving us the greatest ending to a battle ever.
Yeah! That's how you do it! That's how you stick it to that rotten aliver!
That's my friend! He's a part of our Horde! Everyone, if you got this far, say, Buddy is the greatest in the comments! Let's cheer him on! He also gave us such a big gift. The ultimate feast.
Right
Eat him, rip it out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if it's rotten, eat him out. Eat him out, yeah. Eat out that flesh. Yeah, give him all that. Eat him all out. Yeah,
Eat them all,
yeah,
eat them all,
yeah,
eat them all.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Eat,
This is our
eat,
complex.
eat,
Now that everyone is here, now we're gonna eat everyone. It's so good.
Yeah, eat.
Yeah, this is the best.
Go on, give him meat.
Yeah,
Eat.
eat 'em.
Sarah, McDermott, and John make it to the surface to the plane for Sarah to be grabbed. But I guess that part was a dream, since the three of them have been on an island and have been for almost a week. They are safe there, but that's a tale for another time.
Wow, what a ride. And with Bud with that ending, I really got to see this count. Now, I wouldn't say that Bud saved the movie, but he did. Even with all the repeated kidnappings, experiments, unalivings, and degrading behavior, Bud left a mark on this film that needs to be seen. Crossing over is possible. Don't let alivers bring you down, Horde.
They hurt Buddy's feelings so badly. I felt that in my soul. But I'm super glad he got vengeance. Think Buddy is still out there? I bet he is, since I think I still feel him. But he's so far away.
I know he is, Mini Zom. His spirit will always live in our hearts. Long live Bud!
Wander this world and be free forever, my majestic friend. Sarah has a dream about my guts, Miguel's, my guts,
Ah! Ah!
and sees some commotion. God dang it, mother.